Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have never done this before because I don't think it's fair. That is, answer comments of people who viewed my videos and answer them in this manner because I like debate face to face. I don't like debate behind the computer, or I text something and then after 3 days you text me something back. I don't like that. I like direct live debate because I can answer on the spot and you can answer and give me the details. But I will do it because I'll do this in this video, and that is provide knowledge. It's nothing wrong to learn. I think that's the basic urge that certain people have in order to know more about things. And I think in these videos that I make, that's one of the points. I provide evidence or sometimes assessments. Maybe I provide a little, assessment of the future or what I think is going to happen. But I'm always for evidence and proof. Support your statements with evidence, and I'm open for learning. If something runs against what I said, I verify it and then I changed my information, and obviously the whole view changes. So I'm always welcoming, how should I put it, productive information. If someone tells me that I'm ugly, stupid, and fat, okay, all right, I know that, something else. So I made a video yesterday regarding Poland a little bit. I introduced Poland in the issue, and this is the video that I was talking about here. World War III, Ukraine is 1939, Poland, blah, 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 blah. And while I was taking a bath, I was reading, unfortunately, which I don't do, some comments. The first one that came over there just came, and it was from a Polish guy by his address, something with Poland, Polish. I don't like to expose people like this, but if you go in this video and look at the comments, I answered two, and I think I helped them. I didn't answer to bash them. I didn't answer to insult them. I just gave them information. One of them was about, both of them actually were about the city of Gdansk, or Danzig, as the Germans call it. And I understand nationalism, patriotism are healthy feelings. You love your country, you love your fatherland, so I understand that. And I know that the passion rises high when someone challenges your knowledge, your information about certain events. And I challenged, it seems like, a lot of them by claiming that Danzig had a population of about 94, I said, or 95 to 99% German. And the Poles were not really over there. And I based this information not because I based it on knowledge, on something that I read, and I will provide you the evidence here. And indeed, people who feel offended, there were two people who feel offended. I don't care as long as that's true. If it's true and you get offended, then you're an idiot. Okay? If it's true, why do you get offended? So again, I'm not here to bash people who ask questions or challenge certain statements that I make. No, but bring something that really doesn't start too low. So the two comments that I answered to, the comments on that particular video, were one, the Slavs were in Europe, so those were ancient or ancestral Slavic lands. I'm not going to post the comment, I don't bother to look for it, I just paraphrase that those were ancient Slavic lands, at which I answered with the fact that the Germanic tribes were in Europe way hundreds of years before the Slavic tribes showed up in Europe. Therefore, you drew your conclusion. The Romans never fought the Slavs, if I remember correctly. They fought the Germanic tribes. Okay, so that was the first point. That is, I provided that individual with information that if he had it and he made that statement, that makes him a little bit maybe think about it. If he didn't have it, you are welcome. The other comment that I answered, I don't answer them because, as I said, it's unfair. I just answer and then I run away and make videos. That's not fair. But because I think this is also an educational opportunity when I provide information that these guys don't provide you, or the schools, I think some people should say thank you very much. Now, the other comment, critic of me, said that my grandparents were from Gdansk, that's how they call it, Gdansk, and they're Poles. And I said, correct, some, in capital letters, some Poles lived in Gdansk/Danzig. That's correct. I've never made the point that there were no Poles over there. That's why if you watch the video, I said before 95 and 99 were Germans. 1%, 5%, there were others. So again, you are welcome. I know passion. My intention is not to hurt your feelings unless I tell you I want to hurt your feelings. And I tell you, no intention over there. All right? Now, I was fortunate, very fortunate to have a very knowledgeable father. And I learned from him, I don't know, a way of thinking, a way of looking at things. But he shared us with us by conversations. We had conversations. And because I was interested in the conversations, I learned a lot. How to think, how to look at things, how to balance them, and information, knowledge that I didn't learn from school. I verified later that they were true. So some people did not have that. And I don't want to put myself in the position of being your father here or something. But when I give you certain information, verify it first. Don't trust me. I'm not your father. Don't trust me. Be skeptical. That's the mother of knowledge. Skepticism. Go and verify first and then go and make your comment. Not with your pathos, with your logos. Okay? I'm a passionate person. I'm a patriotic person. I'm a nationalist person. Okay? But you have to sometimes, most of the time, don't intertwine them, because passion, like in love, destroys your reason and then you make mistakes. Now let me show you, for those two comments and everybody else that might have a problem with Gdansk and with my statement, I will show you, and I will use Wikipedia. And Wikipedia uses certain guys, right? So this is the basic. I'm not saying Wikipedia is accurate. I know how Wikipedia works. Some people come with this, they delete yours, you delete that one, and if you have more time, your message will delete my message. But nevertheless, it's still there, and you can look into census. Census of the Free City of Gdansk, or Danzig. It's there. So I'm going to show you here my two commentators, the ones who commented. Please look at Wikipedia. You were one click away. Danzig census 1939. Puck, and you get to the point, and you find out the proportion of Poles. As I said, the Germans were kicked out in 1918, after the First World War, that was taken away from the German and given to the Poles. As one said, the ancestral lands of the Poles, which came after the Germanic tribes in Europe. So that doesn't fly. And then from 1919 until 1939, when that bad dude Adolf wanted it back, the Poles did something. Let me show you the census. This is not to hurt anybody's feelings. If it's true, you should not be hurt. You should be happy and thank the messenger just giving you the information, which in this case is me. So let's go to this Wikipedia, clear right here. Free City of Danzig. You can read it on your own. I just focused on something like that. It says that it was between 29 and 39 considered, the Free City of Danzig. But it was, although predominantly German populated, the territory was bound by the imposed union with Poland, covering foreign policy, defense, customs. So it was in the Polish administration. And I'm going to go here, and I want you to go over there and read it at your pace. And this right here, it says population. This is not what I say. And this is the easiest, this is the how should I put it, the lowest fruit, the lowest hanging fruit. I don't have to go and give you now the book, the page number, and make a quotation like I'm making a I don't know, scientific study here. So the Free Cities population rose from 357,000 in 1919, when it was German, or at least in German's possession, to 408. So they rose what? About 50,000 in 29. That's it. Who administered it? The Poles. According to the official census, official, not done by the Germans. 95 were Germans. You see here, this right here? 95 then were Germans, with the rest mainly either Kashubians or Poles. Okay? According to E. Cieslak, I'm assuming that's a Pole, the population registers of the Free Cities shows that in 1929, the Polish population numbered 35,000, or 10.7. So in 10 years, it got to this population. It got to 10%. I wonder why. The ancestral land of Poles, or the Slavs of the population. Now wait. Some estimates put a proportion of Danzig Poles between 10 to 13%. Now, Henryk Stepniak, that's a Polish name as far as I know, estimates that in 1929 Polish population as around 22,000, or around 6% of the population, increasing to around 13 in the 1930s. There was influx of Poles, obviously, or they fought harder. I don't know, both of them, I don't know which one you prefer. In 1920s and 1930s, the Polish population increased. That's when you get more. You understand? According to some sources, you have to look for these citations and sources. In 1938, that is when the Germans almost invaded, that I was talking about. This is what I was talking about, and I was right. The Free Cities population of 410,000 was 98% German, 1% Polish, and 1% other. Other estimates suggest the population of Poles in the population of Free City was around 20% in 1939. Now, which one is it? Which one you prefer? Even if you take 20, let's take that. Let's be. When you're winning, people who win usually can afford being noble. So I will say, okay, 20%. 80 were Germans. Still is 80 versus 20. If I give them the maximum estimate they can come. But if you are noble as well, you give me the 1%. So it's 99 to 1 or 80 to 20. Still I'm winning. Still my argument wins. So you are welcome, and I'm happy to provide you with this information, easy information. Please, the comments were not ugly. The comments were, they said something. And because I was in the bathtub and I was just going, and unfortunately I would just pop in front of me, let me do this, because maybe they don't know. Now they do. My point was this. The Poles did not negotiate with the Germans before 1939, September 1st, because they had an alliance documents signed with the English and the French. That was my point. Therefore, the Poles did not have to talk to Adolf, which they didn't. They negotiated in bad faith. That's what it is. When I know I'm not going to make a deal, but I just waste your time. That's in bad faith right there. That's all. That was the point. And then I changed it. I put it together with the current situation, with Ukraine receiving assurances, guarantees from the same guys. Not France, but Germany, who took the spot of France, and Great Britain, who's still Great Britain. And now it's not the Germans who invade Poland, it is the Russians who invade Ukraine. That was the little intellectual game that I was playing for people to understand the macro, the macro situation of what's going on. That's it. It's a game. Some people like to, instead of playing with some bodily parts or some people like to smoke, or some people like to play soccer or tennis. Some people like to play with their minds. You know, that's something that some people get excited, get an orgasm by thinking about things, discussing, finding what's behind the curtain. All right? So thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have an argument here with what I said, go and change that if you have the evidence on the Wikipedia, for instance. Not with me. Okay? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.